I don't need a mic. Any of you know me well enough. Let me go ahead and welcome you here this evening, and I'm glad you all came out for the announcement here for this great candidate to go ahead and get her feet wet in politics and to go ahead and have fun as an office holder, which we know she's going to end up doing. We do have some people that I'd like to introduce before we go too far. Jeff Dayton, Congressman Castle's office. Is he still here? There he is. Tom Ross, our state Republican chair. I have the minority leader, Representative Dick Cathcart. Minority whip, Danny Short. Melissa Harrington actually has Colin Benini's hat on tonight. Melissa, right here. Kathy Murray, our first vice chair from the state committee. Kathy, where you at? She had to go, okay. Lincoln Willis, I know he just left. He's actually running for the 29th Senate seat, or excuse me, House seat. Ron Smith, candidate for House seat also in the 31st. Former Senator John Still. Our former, or should say past president of the National NRA, John Sigler. John. Linda Weller, who is the Kent County Vice Chair. Michael Lindquist, running for Recorder of Deeds. Our 32nd Chair, Patty Foltz. And her her Vice Chair, and the guy that I turn to take care of all my IT at the county, Chris Gore. With that, somebody can get the microphone to work. Who's up next? Dick Cathcart.
Yes, I am. I don't think this thing's working, so I'm not gonna use it either. One of the things that you should know, and you heard Dave mention it, that I'm the minority leader in the House of Representatives. Let me repeat that one more time. I'm the minority leader in the House of Representatives. 2 years ago, I was the majority leader in the House of Representatives. And that was a time when we were passing tax cuts, doing progressive things in state government, attempting to shrink the size of state government, and doing a lot of positive things. It ain't fun being in the minority party, let me tell you. We have no control over anything, although last year we blocked a lot of the tax bills and certainly negotiated the reduction in 520 state employees last year. But unfortunately, we got a report, Dan, Tuesday, that compared the number of state employees in April of 2009 versus the number of state employees April of 2010. And guess what? The governor said he cut 1,000 jobs out of the state payroll. The Department of Labor, which is part of his administration, reported that jobs grew by 100 over the course of that year. So it's a big shell game. And unfortunately, we have a legislature right now that's controlled on the Senate side by Democrats, on the Republican or on the House side controlled by Democrats, and we have a Democrat governor, which makes it very difficult to push those kinds of issues that we all are very proud to do. The election coming up in 2010 is very important for a couple of reasons. One is that we need to take the majority back in the House of Representatives. And with people, thank you. And with candidates such as Beth Miller and Ron Smith and Lincoln Willis and a whole bunch of others, we think we have a great recruit class. We believe we can do that. But more importantly, what happens then after we take the majority party back is that we get to draw the new district lines, not the Democrats. So the danger is if we don't take the majority back, the Democrats get to draw the redistrict lines, and it'll be 10, 20 years before the Republicans can take the majority in either one of those chambers. We already know the difficulty and challenge before the Senate side, and we're making progress there. We picked up a seat in a special election, so we're making progress in the Senate. So it's really, really critical that we get behind these candidates this year and get them elected. And we're here tonight to talk about Beth Miller. And we believe, we've met with her, and I say we, leadership and senior staff has met with Beth a number of times. And when we first heard about her from John Still, we got very, very excited because we were having a lot of difficulty finding someone to run in that district. Her background is incredible. I don't have to tell you all that. The interesting thing, we had her visit the caucus one day. She was sitting in the back of the caucus room, and a bill came up. And guess who automatically started participating and telling us some of the things about the bill that we didn't understand? And that was Beth Miller. So she's already added to the caucus and hasn't even been elected yet. So I'm really excited about getting her. I'm really excited about getting her into our caucus and having her become a participant. You're going to have to work hard. This is not going to be a real easy election to win. We believe it's winnable. In fact, we believe it's very winnable. But it's going to take hard work, a lot of commitment, and a lot of money. So hopefully you'll open up your checkbooks, and you'll certainly make yourself available to help Beth and her campaign committee do well. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, Dan, would you like to make a few comments before we...
Yeah, Dick and I work together. Dick and I work together every day up here, but I'll give it a little different perspective why I think this is such a great race and why Beth is such a great candidate. You know, to win with a great amount of votes doesn't mean you just are suitable for Republicans to vote for. Beth is a candidate who I believe is fiscally responsible, has the business background in her profession to appeal to a lot of other folks. What we need to do and what you need to do to help us, just like Senator Still has done successfully for many, many years, is get the word out about Beth and her candidacy and how she can appeal to a broad base of voters who want the same things that we want, which is a fiscal responsible government, and to be able to make government work for us and not us work for the government. And with her background and her expertise, and we're not kidding about what happened the first day she showed up in caucus. We had a bill that was about estate tax, and it had a legal aspect to it. We have one attorney that's in our caucus. So Beth offered her expertise on it. It was great, and it just showed us that she fits in, and that puzzle could be solved, and we could have a great piece in our caucus. We have something in common. I got a call from a guy to get into politics who thought I would be a good candidate, and he's sitting right over here. So my political career in Delaware is to blame to this guy, Senator John Still. So hopefully next year when she's up here for her fundraiser for re-election, or excuse me, 2 years from now for re-election, that you'll be able to blame him for the same thing. So I'd like to introduce Beth Miller, I think a great candidate for this district.